And welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened, where we will continue from last time. So, now we have actually had a little bit of progress story-wise. So if we try to recap a little. A patient of Dr. Watson had a servant gone missing, and we determined that the servant was likely kidnapped. And we found out that he was likely kidnapped by a fairly strong sailor. So we set out for the Port of London, and there we narrowed down the list of likely suspects to one Dirty Summer, if I recall the name correctly. And he appeared to have kidnapped probably not only the servant in question, but also other people. So we are possibly looking at a string of kidnappings. And we managed to determine that this Dirty Summers fellow, he was using a warehouse, and in this warehouse there was a secret, or at least covered up, passage that went into the ground beneath the warehouse. So we have yet to venture down there. That's where we ended last time. But before we continue, this could be a good place to sort of consider some of what we have learned. So, one thing is that the servant, so he was kidnapped from a manor, fairly nice house, belonged to this servant, that belonged to this patient of Dr. Watson, and that was a fairly visible disappearance. The owner of the mansion, he attempted to contact the police, and then eventually Sherlock Holmes got involved. So I would consider that to be a somewhat high-risk kidnapping. So you get the impression that there would be the most convincing argument for this Summers fellow having chosen to kidnap the servant would be that there is something special about the servant, that he was kidnapped for some specific reason, that kidnapping somebody else would not satisfy. And the reason that I'm saying that is not simply because of the risk involved, but also that there were several people missing from the dock area, where there was a slum section, and we also saw in some of the first episodes that there are lots of children that easily could go missing. So which is sort of natural to think, considering the topic of this game. If one considers the kidnappings to be simply this Dirty Summers fellow wanting to sacrifice people to some kind of Cthulhu-like monster, which would seem to be sufficient motivation to kidnap people, well, he would have had ample opportunity to do that in the dock area, and he evidently also has done so, because there have been people that have gone missing there. So there must be some kind of other reason, and the one reason would of course be that there's something special about this person that was kidnapped. And for this reason that we don't know yet, he needed to kidnap this specific person. Of course, there could also be another alternative, somewhat more mundane and boring explanation, which is simply that the script needed some way to involve Sherlock Holmes, and the simplest way to do that was to kidnap somebody, which would lead to Sherlock Holmes being asked to find the person. So hopefully that's not the reason, but that's of course also a possibility. Then we have there was this Nepali boy living in the dock area, one of the poor people living there, and his mother and brother had gone missing. So possibly both were kidnapped by Dirty Summers. We don't know that yet, but that seems like a possibility, a good possibility. So, but he said that he gave a description of what was likely this Dirty Summers fellow, but he gave the name of the corrupt customs official. What was it? Roy Solsby, I think it was. And there could be some explanations for this also. It could be that the boy was lying, but I don't think there's any reason to believe that. Doesn't seem likely. It could be that he misremembered, which would mean that we really can't rely on the information that we get from characters we talk to in the game. This seems like it's the most plausible explanation. Third alternative is, of course, also that there's a bug in the game, so the text and the line for this character uses the wrong name. It would seem probable that this will be catched somewhere during production, but maybe not. So simply the boy misremembering. Of course, he's not native British, so all the names of British people can be difficult to remember. He makes some comments to that effect of English being a difficult language, so there's a plausible explanation for why he would give the wrong name. And then we have what we uncovered in the last episode, which is the warehouse where Dirty Summers operated from, and it has a passage going down into the ground. There's a door, if I recall correctly, and from this we can determine that there's one possibility is, of course, that all the warehouses have similar doors that go down into the ground. We didn't see any in Warehouse 2, which we visited, but some of the other warehouses could also, of course, have similar passages. Or there could be something unusual about this warehouse, this being the only warehouse that has a passage like this. We'll have to see where it goes, of course, but this would mean that this Dirty Summer fellow managed to acquire a warehouse with a passage to some other location. Of course, we don't know what's in there yet, but it seems like this would be convenient for his purposes. Simply acquiring a warehouse and then, by luck, having it have a passage like this seems unlikely. So it sort of tells a long-term involvement in this area, and I think the lady at the bar, the bartender, female bartender, she said something about this 30-summer person possibly signing onto a ship and already being gone. This was probably a lie. She was fairly evasive when it came to him. The topic was him. She lied. We know she lied about this to Sherlock. So this must be incorrect. If 30 Summers has been in London for only a short while and is not native here and or does not have some kind of strong presence, it seems unlikely that he would be able to acquire a warehouse with this type of passage in sort of short while he would be here, if this kind of passage is something that would be fairly important to whatever activities he is undertaking. So we will have to keep an eye on this, I think. Again, the explanation could be more of a practical nature, that simply that the game needed there to be a passage at this point, and that's why there's a passage there. But hopefully there's a more involved and plausible explanation for what is going on. I guess we will just have to see. And so let's continue, shall we? And there we are again in this warehouse, and there should be doorway. Yes, there it is. So here we have a passage, and you can see that this does not look to be recent. It's probably constructed at the same time as this warehouse was built. And what might this corridor hide? We will have to enter it to find out, of course. Which we will do as soon as we have finished some cleanup on this side of the game, or rather this part of the game, because if we go through that door in the floor of the warehouse, we will probably not be able to return to this location. So let's ensure that we have finished everything that we want to do here. And there was actually two things that I wanted to do. One of them is talking to the lady at the bar again and see if she has something else to say. When we last saw her, after having confronted her about more extensive knowledge of this 30 Summers fellow than she was willing to admit, when we confronted her about this, she gave us the key to a door where this dirty fellow had been operating, and when we came out of this room there was still some sort of dialogue with available with the bar lady at the bar. So this could have been a bug, of course, or it could have been that there is some additional dialogue there that can we have? So, checking this is what we'll do first. And if I recall correctly, the bar should be in this direction. More or less straight ahead. It could of course be that there are other things that have changed here also, but it's first and foremost these dialogue options that I want to check. This lady working at the bar, and then of the customs official, Roy Solsby, I think the name was. So, there we are. Let's see. Provide evidence. Okay, so we can actually provide some evidence here. What can we provide evidence of? Lifting mechanism, that doesn't seem relevant. Hiring notice. Okay, strange symbols. Let's try this one.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
What did you see of Summer's work here? He was recruiting people?
It was like the whole world came through my door. People of all creeds and colours, but always strong, always tall. They seem like workers or journeymen. Beyond that, there's not much more to tell. I took his money and let him be.
And this lasted how long?
Several weeks, I wager.
Okay, several weeks. So we actually had some additional dialogue. We can perhaps learn some more.
Be careful on the port, gentlemen. The fog is particularly thick tonight.
Okay, so that was all we could learn. But then we have this customs official. Of course, it was quite interesting what she had to say. So he hired strong people, so presumably for physical work, which, as we know, he had some boxes allegedly of containing sailcloth, I think, that he needed to have carried. So he would presumably use these laborers for this purpose. But then we have the sort of additional problem that the mother of this Tibetan boy went missing, it seems. So if there is any connection to Dirty Summers, she would not be one that would be hired for the purpose of carrying stuff. She was even sickly, so perhaps her son was more strong physically. There might have been a picture of him inside the room where they lived, but that's at least one possible explanation. Of course, if he wasn't strong physically, that would mean that there are two types of people that are related to, that come up in relation to this Dirty Summers. There are actually boats that are moving out there. Yes, marvelous. Yes, okay. So as I was saying, there are two types of people that are related to this Dirty Summers. There are the physically strong people that presumably help him with carrying stuff. At least that's the excuse that's used for hiring them. And then there are people that are not so physically strong, that also have disappeared, and for what reason? Perhaps they have been sacrificed.
I need a little Dutch courage to walk in this fog. but I'd have to walk through the fog to get to the pub. That's just cruel, that is.
Okay, so nothing more to be had from him. I guess that means that we are more or less finished with this location. And I guess we'll have to see what we run into next. So we'll have to go back to the warehouse. So there could be some kind of sacrifice thingy going on here. It's worth noting that the servant that went missing, he was also physically strong, but it would be strange that if that was the reason for why he was kidnapped. I would think there would be no shortage of physically strong men that could help this dirty Summers if they were provided with financial recompensation. So if they were paid for their work. Which warehouse was it? I actually don't remember. I don't think it was this one.
Unlikely that this warehouse has the goods.
Yes. So it was another one with red paint. Have to walk around a little bit again. And yeah, so we need to find out what happens next. That's just the long and short of it. It seems, as I said, likely that there's some kind of sacrificial events, or rather some kind of ceremony or something where people are sacrificed, in which case you would need a steady influx of new people, wouldn't you? So since this is the type of game it is, with mythos, Cthulhu related creatures in it, that seems to be the sort of default assumption, but we'll have to see. It could be there's something more complicated going on. Well, perhaps it was this one? Yes, I think perhaps it was. So it's quite large. Let's have a look. So if passageway went down on this side, it would presumably lead over here, perhaps. The break-in, if there was a break-in, somebody broke in, that would be on this side, perhaps? We can't see anything from the outside. Okay. Was it this guy? No. Here. Okay, so let's just enter and see what happens. Because I think it was this one. So these windows also look fine. And yes, okay, so this is a window that's not easily visible from outside. We can't access it at least, so presumably this person who broke in got through the fence over there and then climbed in here and did, well, I don't know what. So there that somebody broke in here. That's sort of indicative of some other person being involved now, isn't it? Some third party, perhaps. Well, the darkness beckons. Let's go down. And enter this location. You cannot return after leaving. Be sure to finish everything you wanted to do here. Yes, we have finished everything, so...
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
Well, splitting up is always a good idea in places like this. We go back. No. We can't. So let's go down the stairs. This goes quite far down, actually. What is this about?
Wait, what's happening?
Okay, so we
What is this place? Where am I?
we went to sort of extreme supernatural or the extremely fantastic at once. So no gentle introduction for Mr. Holmes in this story either, it seems. So we are no longer in Kansas or anywhere else on Earth, it seems. What is this? So we have these big chains here. Difficult to say. We are not on Earth at least. So here we have something, and here we have a door.
This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion?
The only way forward is the abyss, so I'm supposed to jump down. Let's go back and try to fiddle with this thingy here first.
Strangely cold. Something is missing.
Do we have something that fits? I don't think so. Perhaps this is location that we will return to later. Let's just check the inventory here. Check the door.
Only way forward is the abyss. Only way forward is the abyss.
Doesn't depend on anything, so I guess we'll jump.
Phew, I didn't die.
Now there's something here. So we are undoubtedly some kind of strange location. Is this where we came from? I don't know.
It is icy cold and pulsating.
Yeah. Presumably what we need in the previous location, and I guess we have no way of returning there apart from stepping out into the void. Here we are, back again. And we have some kind of thingy? Yes, no. he took it with him. Okay, perhaps those items
My heart, be calm.
carries, but you can use it anyway. Yes. Okay, and where will we end up now? Short stride, Kiarankangkadishtu boot prints. Okay, that's somebody has been here evidently, but apart from that, I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. Let's do this Batman vision for this whole section, just to make sure we haven't missed anything. Nope. So then we go through the door. And the door close. Interesting. So we are to take a guess where we end up. I'm going to guess that we end up back in the corridor in London.
Now I am somewhere else.
No.
How?
Still far away from home. So
It's harder to breathe here.
I guess we have to find something in this location then.
What is that?
Okay. Something here.
It's like it stares right through me.
Looks like Sherlock is starting to get a little bit freaked out. If this is consistent with the previous location we're in, we're just supposed to jump out over the edge again. Do we jump down there where there's some kind of monstrous hand, or do we just simply walk over the edge? Difficult choice. So there's some light here, so it seems like that's one way we can go. Or we can just continue walking over here. Well, let's take the hand, shall we? That seems like the most interesting alternative. See what happens. If we can actually walk over in it. Let's die! Oh no!
Unspeakably revolting.
Okay, so I don't know if that's correct or not, but at least they're still alive, which is a good sign. So continue walking. And there is this tower, this lighthouse. Perhaps that's where we are supposed to end up. Well, we have to look at the positives. At least we don't have to listen to Watson complaining about being hungry and wanting a meat pie. So that's nice, at least. Okay, stairs. This looks like good old Cthulhu. Let's see anything else of interest here. Did something happen now? I don't know. Perhaps it was some kind of switch. And there's this eye again. Okay, we changed locations, I think. Or is it just my imagination?
It's like it stares right through me.
Peculiar.
It stares right through me.
Okay, so there's some kind of
It's like it stares right through me.
okay, so there's some kind of puzzle here then, I guess. Can we get the door to stay open long enough? What is the trigger mechanism? Is it us simply standing there, or is it something else? Got run. No, that didn't work.
It's like it stares right through me.
There appears to
like
be
it
some
stares
kind of
right through me.
relation, something connected.
It's like it stares right through me.
It closes before we manage to get to it. So then we have this sign on the side here. Can we do something with it, or perhaps we just have to continue walking? Yes, we haven't been up here, so perhaps there's something here that we can use. Perhaps we'll get up there. Okay, so now we're back here again. So, okay. And here, there's only one way to go. So let's try to walk up on the left side here again and see if we can affect something below by engaging with this symbol in some kind of way. Just look here, the door is closed now. Still closed. Doesn't appear to be anything happening. Okay, so it's probably wasn't anything of interest here. Then I guess we're left with that eye thingy. I have to find some kind of way of ensuring that the door stays open. Okay, perhaps this is the solution. Oh, we can actually, as long as it's staring at it, we don't need to be close to. So then we just walk backwards. Haha.
Head is already spinning. When will this end?
Yes, and we have 2 holes, so we will presumably need 2 items. Just take a short look around before we try to open any of the doors. Okay. Is there something interesting written on any of them? We have one circular element at the top. Is this the same on all doors, perhaps? It looks like it. So we need 2 of those thingies to put inside the panel in the middle here, I guess, to get the door open. Okay, let's we don't have any hints as to where to start or anything like that, so it seems.
There are 2 recesses.
So we can just start here. Okay, so there's size 9. Somebody's been walking here. Perhaps that's what you're supposed to do. Follow steps. This doesn't look like the right place. So let's try one of the other doors. Okay, let's see now. We had something about shoe size, didn't we? There were some notes about shoe size for some of the characters we have talked to, I think. So, Camille's abductor is likely a sailor, bulky man wearing size 11 shoes. Which means I am going to guess that we are looking for a door where there is somebody with size 11 shoes that have been walking. So at least we did have a hint of some sort. Yeah, we have size 9. Let's look inside. See what it looks like. Yeah, I think we'll look for size 11 boots first before we try to enter any of these doors. Is this the last one? Yes, actually it is. Okay, so nobody with size 11, but we have size 9. Then I'm going to guess that we're supposed to walk into the 2 doors where there are shoe marks. At least somebody has been there, and there are 2 doors or 2 corridors where there were shoe marks, and there are 2 thingies for opening this panel. So that would seem to imply that 2 bars required for opening this next door. I located behind the doors with the shoe prints. And no, not here. And one of those doors with shoe marks also have this kind of additional puzzle thingy involving the eye, so that would seem to fit well with the theory of this being the place to go. So let's try to walk in here.
Oh, that's just truly revolting.
Yes. One down.
Frozen and pulsing almost like it has a heart.
Yes, that's one. And where was the other one? It's perhaps the other side. Let's try. Look, I think perhaps it's this one, but let's just try it here so we don't get confused. No. It's just probably next one. Yes, there we are, shoe marks. And yeah, let's try to walk backwards this time also. Let's see around, and
The stench.
here we have it.
A strange stone. It almost feels alive.
And let's have a squid thingy here. But now I think we have both items required to proceed. So let's try to do so. Okay, so the door didn't actually open. Will we be able to pass here? Yes, perhaps. Okay, through the door we go.
Did I get out? John?
What is it, Holmes?
And now we can play as Dr. Watson. Interesting. He doesn't have any special vision. So, what do we do then? I guess there's nothing else to do but to follow. To eliminate something with your lantern, use... Okay, so he actually managed to go directly to this location. So there's a little bit of illumination, but not much. Here we have sailcloth. Does it look like somebody has been living here? Okay, so yes, there have been prisoners here, and this painting wasn't there somewhere? I saw this painting. Was it at the bar, perhaps? I don't recall. I have to think about that later. So there have been prisoners here, food preparation.
Holmes, where are you?
What else do we have here? This, yes, this is a corridor to a different location. And here we have Sherlock. Here we have lots of strange symbols. Well, so the sacrifice theory was at least correct. Seems like there's been... is this something we can do something with? No? Sherlock Holmes looks a little bit...
Holmes? Holmes? Are you all right?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Something that's finally interesting.
Looks like his beard grew out, which indicates that he at least has had some time pass, even though Watson didn't.
Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style. Fine rope work. Can't buy a finer blade.
Okay, so we have some recreation scenario again. And here we have Cthulhu. Good old Cthulhu. Okay.
Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood. An American passport. Amos Colby.
Amos Colby. Here, red. I call it brown. Place of birth, April 20th, 1852, Boston, Massachusetts. Date of entry in the country, September 1882. The back of the passport features a bloody drawing. It vaguely depicts a sea creature, perhaps an octopus. Advertisement flyer. Northwood Agency, any matters of discreet investigations. For you, we shall search the world. Okay, Boston, Massachusetts.
Old bloodstains.
Could this American be,
I've never seen a pattern like this before. At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin.
This American be Dirty Sunburns, perhaps? Or is there another person involved?
It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimahir's brazier. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimahir's brazier.
Yeah, there should be one more item here somewhere. That's of interest. Is it this one?
This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimahir's brazier. Black Edelweiss Institute established 17-something.
Yeah. We have one location where something happened. Is the altar also could be a place?
Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled. His abdomen is severely bloated.
Yeah, one more location here. There should be 3 more. We'll just walk around. Let's take this room first before we start walking.
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. Dumpra, a staple of lecturemen's attire in Nepal. Gathered from dozens of people at the very least.
Interesting.
I must have seen this one before. That explains my hallucinations.
Okay, so he goes for the... It was just an hallucination explanation at this point.
Miserable food, mass-produced. Miserable food, mass-produced. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. A small bloodstain, but not serious.
Okay, so somebody was
Deep
alive
scratches left in a frenzy.
inside the box.
The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it.
Do we have one more? Yes, we only need one more.
I hope we are close to finding our answers. This place is unsettling.
Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of
I told you that black cat was a bad omen. We shouldn't be here.
Sounds perhaps older.
Seems like we're alone, but don't wander off. The more I try to understand, the more it frightens me, Holmes.
Yes, we're missing one. Ah, we have all of them. Okay, marvelous. Then let's try to piece the events here together. So, which one is first? Perhaps this one? No, that's the third one. It seems fairly straightforward, doesn't it? Somebody was carried here and sacrificed. And there were also people that were kept here for a sort of longer duration. Let's see, somebody wrote that to the back. So he was, there was blood here, wasn't there? So this one seems the most likely. This is perhaps the American. So yeah, this person being stabbed. Is this the second one? Okay, so peculiar. Two worshippers. We have him being strangled, yes, because he was strangled, so that seems correct. And then we have this one, perhaps. Yeah. You'd think there'd be two people involved in some kind of way. Here you have something that explains this blood mark. So let's go this one for now. And then we have this final one, I think. Now this... We haven't done anything here. This was the final one, then I guess this is the one before the final one. Next to last. Okay, so these sort of seem strange. What's going on here? Is some... Okay, so somebody's just throwing clothes on top of the pile. I think this one is well enough explanation. So then we have this one here. Worshippers. Is there no alternative? One person doing these scribblings, or one person with many worshippers? This seems perhaps seems more likely. Let's see how it does. Then we have people being carried here in boxes. They are stabbed, sacrificed. Of course, let's take a look at this one there again. So.
Fine rope work. Cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style.
Okay, what were the alternatives here? this. This. Well, there's some blade involved at least, so let's try. Okay, there are 3 alternatives. So we have random person, identified person, and simply identified person. I think we'll go with the one in the middle that has the blade, since there's some kind of cutting going on. And here we have sacrifice. Okay, I think this fairly well explains what we are observing here. So let's see if it's correct. No. Let's try this one without person there. No. What else could be wrong here? It could of course be that there's only one person here. No. This one is also not certain. It seems correct, but I guess it might as well be this one. There. Let's return this one to the one with the knife.
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
What the hell is happening, Holmes?
Calm yourself.
Cannot be. What is it? Oh my God. Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
Okay, we're back in Baker Street, and I guess we'll have to do some Mine Palace thing. So, who is the dead man on the altar? So we have 2 of these, 1 of these. There has 12 happenings, which seem to be relevant. And seems relevant. Invoice for sailcloth. Parley's Boy Testament. Passport, of course. Yes, 2 of those are correct, and Who's the dead man on the altar? Amos Colby. The man is Amos Colby. The man on the altar was a private detective from the Northwood Agency in Boston. Mr. Colby may have been investigating the disappearances before getting caught and killed by the perpetrators. Where have the abducted been centered? And so we have the box with Edelweiss, seems relevant. 2 of these, and perhaps this one. One more item. This one then. One of these. Hiring notice. That's irrelevant. This one then, perhaps? No. The abductees were headed for the Black Edelweiss Institute, established in 1700s. It lies somewhere in Switzerland. Some key information for a case can be found in the archives. Yeah. Open your casebook with C and highlight evidence marks with an open book. Yeah, this is a new kind of mechanism, and located in Europe. Date of establishment, 1700s, field activity. Type of organization. Do we have any information on this? Can we search now? Field activity. Let's guess medicine. The Black Edelweiss Institute is in Interlaken, Switzerland, established in 1789 by Professor Keller. The institute specializes in mental illnesses and addictions. It is currently headed by Professor Gygax.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put 2 and 2 together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train. As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village, with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run, that I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I have become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around? The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facility to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
Yeah, a new chapter, and that's probably a good place to end for now. So we managed to complete another chapter, and we have a new chapter before us. So new chapter for another day. So, but for now, I would say goodbye, and as they would say probably in Switzerland, auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. And here we are for a little bonus clip. I recall that there was something I had forgotten to do. Yes, there is a passage down here where I had planned to go, but didn't get to go down because, well, after having completed everything up here, we automatically jumped to back to Baker Street, so we didn't get the opportunity to see whatever it was that lies at the end of this set of stairs. So that is what we will do now. And Watson looks ready, so let's brave the darkness. Okay, so okay, there's more information here. This looks like
I hope we are close to finding our answers. This place is unsettling.
This looks like modern.
I told you that black cat was a bad omen. We shouldn't be here.
Modern photos. I wonder if this is supposed to be the developers of the game or something.
Who are these people?
It
Who
looks.
are these people?
It looks like current day individual, not photos from the 18 something, 100 something. So I think that's what this is. Simply developers of the game or something like that. Oh well. The more you know. Yeah, slightly disappointing, but okay. That's all that was located at the end of this this corridor. So I think we have managed to.
Who are these people?
To find everything that's here. I assume that if this had been some story-related bit of the game, we would have gotten some more information, but that does not appear to be the case. Okay, well, I guess this became a short bonus video, so we will end it here. And this time, yes, I think it's time to end it. Look how tired Sherlock looks. Okay, well, goodbye for now.